So we are today in the fifth Bitcoin cycle, and I heard about it in the second. So the second was 2013. Bitcoin peaked at just over $1,000 late that fall. I was newly out of undergrad at the time, and of course, pretty quickly after that, with the implosion of Mt. Gox, which was the first real crypto exchange, that second cycle collapsed pretty sharply, as we've seen in sort of the boom and bust history of Bitcoin and crypto. And of course, it's interesting when you look at the cycles, even though you have these severe corrections at the end of each cycle, every time the trough at the end of that has historically been even many multiples above where the peak of the prior cycle was, which has been an important pattern, obviously. So I heard about it then in 2013, was interested, sort of dug into the technological and cryptographic uniqueness of it, but pretty quickly it sort of faded from most people's consciousness and didn't come back around until the third cycle, which was in 2017, and many more people will remember that because that's really the cycle where it became mainstream. Bitcoin peaked at 20,000 very briefly in December of 2017 before a fairly sharp correction over the course of 2018 and early 2019. So today we're in the fifth cycle. Bitcoin obviously around 120,000 today, so a market cap of around 2.4-ish trillion, with crypto overall being around 4 trillion market cap. Obviously, those are unprecedented levels. Those are new highs that we hadn't seen in any prior cycle. And certainly the level of awareness of this topic has continued to grow through each cycle, where it'd be hard pressed to find anyone who hadn't heard of Bitcoin and crypto today.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting seeing Bitcoin become almost ubiquitous, especially after those weird times. And that's actually when I got involved in the market in 2017 during the ICO mania.
And it's interesting. When you look at the fastest adopted technologies in history, actually Bitcoin and crypto was, and maybe still is, the fastest in terms of its adoption curve since its creation, with many hundreds of millions of users today. So tracking ahead of even where the internet and mobile phones were. Now, there's a case to be made that actually AI has shattered that curve that Bitcoin and crypto had created, depending on when you start the inception of AI. So, of course, this is a field that's been around since the 1950s. But if you start it at, say, the release of ChatGPT 3 in 2022, then, in fact, you've got an astonishing curve that blows away any prior technology precedent, including Bitcoin and crypto.